then the result of using GMOs on increasing pesticide use?
In terms of the health effects, the basic problem is, in part because of industry pressure, the U.S., the FDA, they made a decision back in 1991 that the way they were going to technically regulate engineered plants is they're technically treated no differently than conventionally bred plants. So that means there is no requirement for any safety testing before they come on the market. There is this fiction of companies go through a voluntary safety consultation, but the FDA does not have any statutory authority to even ask them for data. And it turns out at the end of the process, the companies get a letter, but it turns out that letter, in none of the letters so far has the FDA made any conclusion on the safety of any of these crops. All the letters say is, we understand that you, Monsanto, or you, Agro-Evo, or you, Syngenta, think these crops are safe and don't raise any issues that would require pre-market safety assessment. So basically, there's some suggestive studies that there might be adverse health effects, but the basic studies haven't been done. And so what people are fighting over is maybe a little animal study here or there that is flawed in some way, but there isn't strong evidence that the foods on the market are toxic, but that's because they haven't done the studies. It would be, you wouldn't put a new pesticide or a new drug on the market and not require all these studies to look at their safety. That's basically the problem. We don't have any strong evidence. There is some suggestive evidence that people are trying to get governments to follow up on. But there is some suggestive evidence, particularly with the BT crops, that they could have an adverse effect on the gut and might be allergens.
I'd just like to interject, Michael, that this war on nature in order to produce food, that's the mindset that's spawned or encouraged by Dow and Syngenta and Monsanto. This war, and you have to be overpowering of nature in order to grow crop. You know, saying that these foods are the same is all indications, all scientific study that has been done seems to indicate that there are substantial differences. The money to further investigate them is considerable and hasn't been made available by either government or industry. Let's bear in mind that in the 1950s, these same government agencies told us that radiation is safe. It's perfectly harmless. They then told us that PCBs are safe. Now, you know, the manufacturers of PCBs, these persistent environmental pollutants, common everywhere. The manufacturers, it's been proven that the manufacturer of these toxic chemicals knew that they were deadly, knew that they caused birth defects, disease, cancer, you know, whatever.
And who was that company?
Well,
it was Monsanto.
Well, yeah, Monsanto was a manufacturer of PCBs, but I mean, let's keep in mind who's telling us these things are safe. Or, like Michael said, they're pretty slick. They don't actually say they're safe, but they approve it by doing nothing. You know, you can lie by telling a lie, that's black, no, it's white, or you can lie by omission just as well, and you know, that's what we have here. The crops are not the same, the animals aren't the same. The money to investigate this is being withheld and buried. The truth is being aggressively buried regarding these issues. And this overriding mentality that we're at war with nature to create food, to feed the hungry, is the biggest lie of all. You know, love, harmony, peace, works wonderfully. It doesn't make a lot of money for the greedy, so they don't want you to think it works, but it does work.